Alrighty. Hello, hello. Greetings and salutations. So, we got everybody here. So we're gonna do a speed start because they're ready to go. So let's do this. Alright, I'm ready. So, who remembers what happened last time?
So we did some stuff.
We saved the
The big
world
fight.
again.
We saved the world again. Yes. And then we made Will as we were. Um, let's see. I can't remember if we continued fighting the thing that was under the ground. I think so. I think we actually that was last week or last time was the big fight with the thing that was underground and continuing
Mhm.
to send out hordes of giant
Mosquitoes?
crazy mosquito creatures. Yeah. Um, and at a certain point, we thought, this is going to be an exhaustive task. That I don't know. Did we defeat the big beast, or did we ended up just going in the cave because we didn't want to keep going like further afield to deal with them?
I think we killed the big thing, right? And then we ended up cave exploring, and then Altani got stuck behind an invisible barrier.
Yeah, because well, and when I was about to head in there, the wolf tried to stop us. Remember? And though I really appreciated our little wolf friend's concern for us, like we're here to we got our job to do.
Mhm.
And sometimes that job is danger. So um the wolf, ran off into the forest disappointed that I ignored his warning. But it's, the warning was taken into consideration, and then I but I have to we must pursue. We must continue to persist. So yeah, had stealthed and was, checking out the one of the entrances or the entrance and one of the branches of the cave. Didn't see anything of note really. But yeah, on my way back out, back toward the branch, yeah, there was like an invisible barrier. Oh, and my mentally trying to communicate with you guys, it was like changing everyone's voice that they were hearing.
Mhm.
So there's definitely something mental going on with this. But yeah, I don't recall if I think was Price getting ready to do like a dispel magic on the wall. You guys might have to pick up the rest because that's all I really remember.
I remember Gnome attempting to do dispel magic, which was
Okay.
just a headbutt, right? And it did not work. It was ineffective.
Okay. So am I still stuck in the behind the thing?
Yes, you are.
Looks like. Good times. Well, guys, looks like it's up to you here on out. Try not to get stuck behind invisible magic walls. I know what it is. The cave sensed that I am just too powerful, and so it had to separate me from the group. That's what it is.
It might have. And then you can watch everybody die as you're like on the other side of this wall and can do nothing about it.
And
Yeah, but see, if eventually I'll just dig my way out and then I'll kill the thing that killed you guys because I am so powerful. I'm sorry, cute butt.
especially with the frightened condition from looking in the water.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I looked because I had looked in the water and thought I saw myself like hyper aging, right? And like my skin melting off or something. I mean, that would scare the living daylights out of anybody. So maybe it's my fear keeping me locked in here. Do I get to like keep rolling to recover from the condition? How
Typically
does that work?
no, because frightened
Mm,
is like there's disadvantages imposed as long as you are within uh basically eyesight of the source of your fear.
okay.
What's the disadvantages on? Do
Well,
you remember? Is it just attacks?
So the frightened condition, disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight, and the creature cannot willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Fair. Well, okay. So, I mean, am I free to do my thing, or was somebody in the middle of doing something?
I don't remember if Price was doing something or not. I thought he was.
I didn't. Did Price? Did you successfully cast detect magic yet, or not detect magic? Dispel magic, and it
He
didn't.
has a
For sure didn't work?
concentration token on his
Yeah.
It was either he didn't have it prepared, or he was concerned that utilizing that for his
Oh, like
basically
so
using
early
it too
on.
often just will exhaust other potential life-saving things, I guess.
Hmm.
Oh, he spell slots.
Maybe he was doing detect magic to better identify what the field was made of.
Sorry, I just sat back down. I had to step away for a second.
Welcome back. Were you doing detect magic on the wall before like
Uh,
putting that
um,
big dispel out?
I think so. I was concentrating on something. Yeah,
Yep,
currently
because
concentrating on detect magic. So
Yeah.
because remember Gnome was telling you you're doing it wrong, but then you were telling Gnome like how you perceive
yeah,
how that cast spells is doing it wrong.
we did.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
doing the ritual, and Gnome was helping out with that before we walked into the cave. That is true.
That's right.
Um, and then yeah, I think I remember us talking about trying to dispel this Gnome headbutting it, and then I think it was even Altani's idea that it was, and this might have been prior, but that didn't you explore and it was pretty much like a dead end
It
that
is, yeah.
way?
There's a pool of
Okay.
water at the end. Yeah, that I looked in and failed I think like a wisdom check or something. And got the frightened condition because I saw what appeared to be myself like ultra aging and like my skin melting off, and it was very scary. And
And
I think I
that's
was
right,
like
because
telling you guys about it like mentally at that point too.
we got what was it? It was abjuration cube that the
Mm.
wall pinged.
Yeah, because Wall of Force is abjuration.
Yeah. Okay.
That was for
Um
Kaido.
okay. So yeah. Price can attempt to dispel it. That's what we want to do.
I would very much like to get away from the thing, as far away from this scary water as I possibly can. Because if I have a frightened condition, it probably would also translate to me having this irrational fear that the thing that I just observed in the water was going to happen if I don't get away from it. So I would very like if you're asking me that like through the mental connection, be like, "Oh, you want me to get rid of this?" Be like, "Yes, please, please do."
Okay. And
And while he's doing, oh, go ahead.
that's still going on as far as the different voices whenever we try and communicate.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And did Altani drink any of that water?
Mm-mm. I think I just looked
It's-
at it, but I don't really recall.
All right. Well, Bryce is going to attempt to spell this. If I can find it. There it is.
Detect magic registers nothing now.
Um, So yeah, Price will. I guess if we can't see Altani, Price will try and send a mental message. Um, uh, I think we're good. I think the wall's gone.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna come running over this way. Like, oh, guys, you really, really don't want to go down there. I don't know what's in that water down there, but yeah, I really hope I'm not cursed. Is my face okay? Am I melting? What does it look like? Is it bad? And I'm like putting my hands all over my face. Like, I'm like, it seems like it feels okay, but I'm like pushing my cheeks up, like I'm afraid that they're like actually melting off and I'm trying to keep them up.
Is my makeup smearing?
Does she look different?
She looks like Altani.
So I'm definitely gonna go around in a circle, inspecting everything and squinting, and just no, you look the
Drawing
same.
up. Oh, thank goodness. Oh man. Well, I don't know what's in that water over there, but Price, I would say to go check it out to gather information, but I don't know if whatever was. Oh no, no, and I'm gonna like reach out and grab no and be like, nope, we don't know. We don't know if
So,
that is going to come back up.
so interestingly enough, as you see Gnome start heading that way, you still technically have the frightened condition. So he can't willingly move
Well,
closer, so you kind of reach out rom-com style as Gnomes just starts walking past.
well, but the moment I would have seen him walking toward it, I would have grabbed him. I just in real life, I had to put things down to grab my mouse. But
Yeah.
I would have the moment I would have seen him starting to walk over there. If I'm still like working through my fear, I am going to grab him so he cannot get past me. Because he was right next to me and he would have had to walk past me. So I would
Yeah.
definitely reach out. Unless he was like actively trying to run and escape.
Nope.
Like
It's slow.
actively. Okay. Yeah, I'd like grab his shirt and be like, nope. I mean, we don't know if that wall's gonna come back up. So
Do you need me to drink the water to see if it's okay?
Maybe let's do that on the way out as like our last kind of preference. But we should probably go check out the rest of the cave first together. Like all of us.
I'm gonna kind of squint at her again and just, are you sure you're okay? You
I
weren't afraid
mean,
of water before.
yeah, but normally water doesn't make me think that my entire face and body is melting off. Like that was not a thing I ever want to see again.
Maybe it's
Bryce is gonna
transforming you into a knoll. Knolls are scared of water.
Bryce is gonna hold up a finger.
Could be.
Just, oh well, no, I'm turned into a dinosaur once just from drinking water. So
Oh,
That's
that's true.
Which really doesn't sound too bad. I mean, turning into a strong creature temporarily, that I could handle. But my face just straight up melting off, yeah, not so much. And as Gnome's walking around me, I'm just continuing to keep my hand like on his shirt, like loosely, but just until I'm making sure that he walks away from that area. Like, all right, well, yeah, let's check out that other direction over there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna point down this other walkway. Now I'll let him go as soon as he's walking that way.
Oh, right.
wanna go
Some
s-
of you can't see in the dark, huh? Or is that just Kaido?
Oh, I think Kaido can. I can't.
I thought Kaido also generally needed a torch.
Until Kaido remembered that a barbarian thing that they have
yeah,
gives them dark vision.
Kaido's got a feet. Kaido has hooves, but he also has a feet.
But
So I guess for narrative's sake, since it has been a little bit as well cubed, can you kind of describe the the cave, the just like I guess atmosphere that we're in?
Right. So
Set the scene a little.
the atmosphere as of current in your current location is a faint, faint breeze, as par as on par with being somewhat close to an entrance. Um, so there's air moving out, but the deeper in you get, there is definitely more of a stagnation and also a humid, musky aroma, as with the observation that some of the swamp water has come into here and settled and deposited minerals and bacteria and what have you. So there's like moss growing um just along like the floor and a little bit up the walls, and maybe like mold or something growing in between some of the crevices of the rocks. But you know, things that you would expect in a cave that has swamp water kind of spilling in and settling somewhere. And as far as the cave you're in, it's pretty much just rocks and walls and moss and mold, some moisture. In Altani, once you leave that, get out of that area, the your mind settles and you no longer have the frightened condition.
You guys all probably see me like as soon as that's gone, I just stop and oh, oh, I feel so much better. Man, that was I. Oof. I definitely don't want to go back over there if I don't have to. Might have to send somebody else to go check out any more weird water that we run into. But now that that's over, and I'm feeling better, but like, okay, just to be safe, I'm also going to go stealthy. I guess not that stealthy. As I'm walking, I'll be like, okay, guys, we should probably keep it down just in case. I say full volume.
I'm also gonna go stealthy. I just want to bend my knees, like, and just like in a crouching position, and throw my hands out in front of me, like night elves do when they're stealthing, right?
I'll be like,
Oh,
oh, you pretty much disappear.
Holy shit! It actually works.
Nice one, gnome.
Bryce is just watching Gnome just referencing WoW. You just like hear the noise, like
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's a big cavern over here. Come check this out.
Price. I'm not gonna stealth check, but Price is just gonna hold his cape down from billowing.
He's gonna tiptoe too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I can't see anything, so I don't know if I'm doing a good job.
Well, you might need to light a torch. Apparently you're very stealthy. Y'all are stealthier than your rogue. I mean, to be fair, I was pretty freaked out. Oh, you have me. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh, is it- I don't know why it defaults that way.
It's okay. It did the very first move. No, you're fine. And then it didn't. So you're good.
Righty. So y'all are stealthy.
And mentally, I'll call back to Vimac, be like, hey, if you need a torch, go ahead and light one.
I will do that.
Okay. So y'all start heading in here. And in this area, it's also pretty. Let's see. So this one, yeah. So this area, it's pretty nonchalant. Like it mirrors the other area and the walkway. Musky air, and musky, moist cave air. With a hint of mold and moss. And just this whole area is just, it's all natural, so you don't see any signs of any weirdness. It's just a big old open cave area. Totally nothing out of the ordinary here.
I see 3 ways we could go, and I'll point to like the 2 up here, and then there's a 3rd one here. Seems really big.
Well, it seems, yeah, pretty empty. Which way you guys want to go? Should we just keep heading essentially straight? Or check out that first branch over here?
We could each take a branch.
Probably better we stay together, just in case any other walls kind of pop up.
Oh yeah.
Ah, so Gnome went in there. So Gnome, you can give me a perception check.
Is that with disadvantage?
Does anybody have a torch?
I would lit one.
But you're back there, so wouldn't be.
Because dark vision will give me dim light instead of darkness, but the dim gives you disadvantage on perceptions.
Yep. So if you're without any light source, it would be disadvantage. Alrighty.
Alright, that's an 8.
Yep, so you walk through here and like you notice like some of the moss is just in bigger cloisters than others. Like it's, it seems like it's been growing in here pretty well. Been thriving, as one might say. And as you walk in, you don't even notice it, but you step on like some mushrooms, and there's like a plume of, like, I guess the best way to put it is like a little puff of smoke, but really, you'd probably know it as like spores being released. As you step through here, and you can give me a quick little Constitution saving throw.
14.
You are fine. As it gets in your eyes, it gets in your nose, some of it gets in your mouth, and for a minute you can like feel your stomach start to churn, but you're able to stave it off, probably on account of all the other worse things that you've consumed.
Yeah, some like holding my stomach and still like bent at the knees, like crouch walking, right? And then just like all the spores and stuff, inhaling them. I'm just gonna sneeze and then turn around to see what everybody else is doing because they said something about investigating the first branch. So I don't know if I want to keep going or if we could just turn around. Yeah, it just seems like a big empty cave up here. It kind of keeps going in that way.
Actually, and since because you were so you'd have been able to see into that outward pathway. Um, so you have 60 dark vision, right?
Yeah, so
60.
I saw up to like right here, and then right here.
All right. So in that other northern, what's the map for the screen? Other like northern area, um, it's would seem vastly more vibrant in there. Like in this area, there, like I said, there's moss and mold. In there, there seems to be like whole like mushroom, uh, ecosystems, as one might say. Like there's a whole nother like biome in there. It's not swampy, and you'd probably see maybe one or two like little glowing mushrooms here and there. But in that area, there seems to be like a pool of water in the middle, very small, but probably a spot where some of this water just has accumulated, and as such, that moisture has probably fed into the ecology in this little subsection. But there's like mushrooms, there's like moss, there's all sorts of
It's just a bunch
biodiversity.
of like plants and mushrooms and stuff, and a little bit of water. I don't know if that's interesting to you.
Does he look like covered in a powder, or are the spores kind of colorless on him? Like, would we notice it?
I mean, you would have probably seen some of it. I don't know, what color clothing
I
are you
probably
wearing?
I got like a white tank top on, right? So I think as I was stepping on these things carelessly, they would have seen like the spores just kind of explode into the air like a cloud around me, and I just walked through it.
I'm gonna like put my hand on my chin, kind of like squint at you, be like, "You feeling okay? Y'all good? Looked like there were some clouds of stuff that you were
My
walking through."
stomach kind of hurts a little bit, but that's it.
And
I'll
Price, if you went in, also give me a perception check. But if there's no light, it is at disadvantage.
Oh, nice.
So you would see a patch of like these mushrooms on the ground. Like you'd see several patches of them that are just hidden amidst the mossy clumps. And you probably saw what happened to Gnome. So you're able to ascertain if you step carelessly, you can end up accidentally like releasing a bunch of spores on you.
Could I use my herbalism kit again to potentially or do some sort of roll to see if I can figure out what these are or just
If
more information?
people give you time to do so, like a couple minutes, bust out the kit.
That'd probably be fine because I'll be kind of preoccupied with making sure I'll like turn Gnome around, just make sure he's all good. Maybe kind of like brush some of the spores off while I'm like leaning away. Be like, you probably could just walk over there. Like, I'll point to like just a few feet away and be like, maybe just shake yourself off over there, get those stuff off. Maybe it'll help you feel better. I'll step a little bit away.
That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna walk over there to like the cave wall and then just like a wet dog, just shake himself like as violently as he can.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. Anything Vimac is doing?
With all the commotion, I'd just start to step in with my torch lit, which I don't see. So
Oh, right, torch. Him. Oh, not 10 feet. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Dim 20, bright. That's weird. It be illuminated. Hold on. Did right?
Just playing with it. If I right click my token and I click the settings cog, there's a light part, and I can change those variables, and it makes my token light up and it drags the light with me. And then you just press update token at the bottom.
They have control over that.
So it worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for you guys. It should.
I mean, I also just add a light source for him. All right. So it seems like people are giving Price time to do some research. So feel free to. So I guess the question is, so how are you going about, like, what are you collecting? How are you going about it? How are you utilizing this kit? Because how you describe it might determine, like, the DC.
I guess first off is detect magic pinging anything?
Nope.
Off the like plants or anything.
Not within 30 feet.
Well, he'd see that gnome had like stepped on something and um these like spores had like popped out and everything. So he'd probably, as he was walking over, and they were passing each other, he'd probably like scoop some of the spores off, kind of like into a little vial or something, and examine it first just without anything in there, and he might have some vials or something like that he could put like a little drop in there and see if it reacts. Depending on how it reacts, he could kind of maybe tell what it is, or the effects that it might have. And uh depending on what he might find, he might actually go up to one of these mushrooms and at least just closely examine it before starting to physically mess with it.
All right, all right. So roll your herbalism kit. So with a 16, so you would be able to determine the properties of these spores through testing, experimentation, and sample collection. You were able to determine that these, while in small doses, not much of a big deal, but in large doses, i.e., if you're walking through a cloud of them, um, they give you the poison condition. As this stuff has some toxic properties that can indeed affect the nervous system. None of it is lethal, I guess, unless you just kind of do nothing but inhale it. But from what you've seen, like the plumes of it, it's not a permanent situation. It's just a matter of getting it, clearing the lungs out, coughing it out, however you choose to do it. Just minimize exposure. And based on based on how big the cluster of this stuff is, will kind of determine how much you might be exposed to if you trigger them.
Okay. Well, Price would relay that they're poisonous, and so that we have to be careful. Is it also possible to like collect some of this so we could bring it back to Delruth and have, what was it? His name was Marketh, I think. Like examine it further. Maybe see if he could do anything with it.
I mean, you can always take a sample, keeping you from it.
All right.
You may want to do it a little carefully.
Yeah. Knowing the effects of this, he wants to take a decent sample, but he's definitely going to be careful. Probably going to put on some gloves.
All right, and I would say we could just loop in the acquisitioning of stuff into the herbalism kit.
Okay, cool. I'll just add it.
But you've been made aware that this area can be hazardous if you're not aware of where you're stepping.
And then I guess, so from here he can see into this area. You said that is much more vibrant, looks different.
Yep. Pretty much the same thing as Gnome saw.
I think after studying these little mushrooms for a little bit, and like kind of moss clumps, that would, I mean, the difference in flora would definitely catch his eye, and he'd probably start walking into there. But he would be treading carefully.
Right.
And he'd probably still have his herbalism kit out, because he'd probably still want to, if there's a whole bunch of different plants that are, looking strange, he's going to want to check those too.
So Price starts heading in. What's Altani and Gnome and Vimac doing?
I think you're muted.
Oh, I am muted. But yeah, if I Matt could walk to the side just a bit so I could grab my token, I will follow Gnome or Price. Thank you. Like, oh, all right. I guess we're going this way.
I think he just really likes plants and moss and stuff for his collections.
Yeah, I get that. Plants are pretty cool. Not as cool as treasure, maybe, but pretty cool. I can respect it. Does our passive perception pick up anything that we can see?
Nothing new. But when you step into that
Hmm.
spot, something does happen. I will need Altani, Price, and Gnome to give me a Constitution saving throw. As you
Ruh-roh.
step
Did
into
I step
here,
on some
you would
mushrooms?
see like a reaction in some of the spores along the wall. Like there's like just a wall of spore, and just
Oh
it's
my.
all in the air, and it's getting in your face. Like it is a thick cloud. Like what Price or what Gnome stepped in was nothing compared to how much of this stuff there is.
Oh boy. Well, Gnome's been inoculated already, so
Well,
he's good to go.
about that.
Does anybody need an inspiration?
Price might.
I'm gonna use mine to re-roll this. There we go.
Nice.
Do you have an extra one?
Because I just crit.
Yeah,
He's got one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, awesome. I'll take it if no one needs it.
Okay.
So that happened. And then those of y'all's in there can also give me a quick little wisdom save.
Oh dear. With everything going on, I'm gonna go ahead and use mine to re-roll that bad boy. Hey, a little better.
Oh,
Oh
Update this so y'all can see. There we go.
should I double up? Should I use my inspiration again?
no. You might need
Probably
to.
should.
Yeah, it's up to you.
All
Your
right.
resource to spend if you so choose.
Oh, nice. And then you get
Well,
one back.
There we go.
Use net
Pays
net
to
mid.
play.
Alrighty, so
Nicely done.
Gnome and Altani. You guys would, after the spores have cleared, you guys would have noticed a little bit of a change in scenery, as this cave that was once vibrant, vibrant and healthy, is now just covered in like vines, and the pool of water is still there, but it's covered in like vines. It's covered in, the best way to describe it is like it's almost like the walls look like they're melting without actually melting. The stone looks unusually like goopy, but it's
Oh
not
no.
like melting into the floor kind of a situation.
Price getting anything from Detect Magic?
Nope. But so you both sort of see things get a little goopy, but for Altani, it takes on a kind of like a
Am I having
shadowy,
PTSD flashbacks? Oh, okay.
kind of taking on like a shadowy tint to the goopiness. Like it's darker, almost like looking at a visage. And for Gnome, it looks like the walls are like kind of like a mix of goopy stone and blood. Like almost like the walls are bleeding. And Price is perfectly fine.
And
Someone's been casting detect magic in here. And I point to
And is
what to
that
me
why
is
the walls
blood
are
on the
melting?
walls. It's why they're covered in blood.
And did you say I also see the blood, or it just looks like it's melting?
For you, it's melting and shadowy.
Okay. Like, oh man, I don't see any blood, but they sure are melting. And I'm gonna like slowly back my way. I'll be like, this is a little too similar for comfort to what I just experienced. I'm gonna come out here.
I'd like to try to scrape some of the blood off and lick it to see if I can identify it.
All right. Scrape, scrape, scrape. So Price, you would see Gnome just scraping at the wall with what are you scraping it off with? Like the
Just
worst possible
fingernails.
sounding
I'm just-
thing? Fingernails,
No,
okay.
just sharp little goblin fingernails, and I'm just over and over again scratching at these walls, right? And then shoveling, I guess, nothing into my mouth and smacking
mean,
my lips.
Yes, as far as you are concerned, you are. But Price, you're just seeing Gnome pulling, like scratching at the wall and like pulling pebbles and like vines off and eating them.
And I guess like this is almost another instance in a short amount of time, realistically, to where Price and Gnome are like seemingly attempting to do the same thing from complete opposite ends. His Price had just used his herbalism kit. He was just very careful with like how he was inspecting these plants. And we go 15 feet, and it's to Price. This is Gnome attempting to do the same thing, like examine the flora, and he is just like scraping the wall. And so Price is just almost bewildered, like kind of shaking his head a little bit. Gonna kind of look down to his kit and look back over to Gnome, and is almost just he's just perplexed just by what he's watching.
I'm gonna get a big mouthful, and I'm gonna turn around to Gnome and give him a thumbs up and say, "Yeah, that's blood, all right."
Okay. He's gonna turn back to looking at the rest of the plants in the room.
Yep, yep.
Do you need me to check for traps?
That's actually not a bad idea.
I'm gonna dash to the middle of the room and jump up and down.
I forgot that that's how you do it.
So you run to the middle of the room, and Price, you would just see Gnome jump into a pool of water.
Is he still there?
Nope. Sploosh.
I guess Price would carefully walk past whatever plants are in here up to the edge of wherever the water is.
All right.
Yeah, he's just looking in.
You see a gnome underwater. So let's see here. Gnome, what is your constitution?
12.
So +1. So
Uh-huh.
okay. So
Am I aware that I'm underwater?
nope. You're still just jumping.
So yeah, Gnome is not swimming at all. Somehow he's like jumping up and down at the bottom of this little pool. Little air bubbles coming up to the surface.
One plus is constant. I would have
Kaito, did you see where they went?
I was not in the call yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see where anybody went because I can't see my. Oh, hey. Muted again.
How about now? Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I wasn't muted, but I wasn't like it wasn't working. Anyway, um, yeah, we're. I'll point to the cavern that we went into and be like, that's where we went, but be really careful because the walls are melting in there. And but yeah, I'm not sure. But then I think I just heard somebody splashing into the water, so hope everybody's okay. I'm gonna like go to the entrance, be like, hey, Bryce, is Gnome okay? Did I hear him splashing into some water over there?
yeah, he's jumping in water, but doesn't look right.
Oh, do you need some rope? Do we need to pull him out?
Probably.
I'm gonna like slowly make my way in, kind of like watching the walls to make sure they don't melt too much. Kind of shudder a bit. Um, I'll I'm going to go to the like edge of the water and not really like look down into it, but like stay at an angle because I don't want to see my reflection again. Um, and I'll turn to Price, be like, do you want to go in after him or should I? I can pull you both out if you wanted to go in.
Well, we're both the same size, and you're twice as big as us. So,
I'll
what
hold
do
the
you
rope out
think?
to you. You okay with going in there?
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna tie a harness on you. Be like, okay, I'm gonna brace myself. Be like, okay, go ahead and go on in, and tug twice when you're ready for me to pull you both up. Tug 3 times if there's an emergency.
And while
What
you
if I
guys,
die before I could get the third tug?
Well, then yell at me with your mind. It should still work. And then mentally, I'm gonna be like, you can still hear me, right? So I guess you could just tell me instead of worrying about tugging the rope. I'm just like
so,
super distracted from all the melty walls.
so while you're coming up with that plan, Gnome, you are jumping up and down and up and down, and man, you're running out of breath real quick, way quicker than you'd expect.
I know. I'm gonna pause for a minute for the jumping, and I'm just gonna like pant with my hands on my knees because it's just getting so much like harder to breathe. And as I'm doing this, I notice I'm not taking in any air, so I'm gonna keep trying even harder and just suck in as much as I can, right? Trying to get the air to go in my lungs, but it's not working.
Yep, basically.
And all the while, we're out there debating ropes.
Suddenly I feel very tired, so I'm just gonna lay down for a minute.
Does that mean that he would start floating up and out?
Not with the, not with all the stuff he has on him. Metal don't float too good.
Mm, that's true. We better hurry and get him out.
All right, so
Yeah.
Price climbs in,
Yep.
and so as you climb into the water, Altani, the it starts to feel like it's taking forever for, you know, Price submerges into the water, and now there's this just silence and still water, maybe some bubbles rising to the top. Well, I guess at this point a lot of bubbles rising to the top. But it, as you, because you said you're being very aware of the walls, so it almost feels like the walls are starting to encroach, like very, very heartbeat rhythm, a heartbeat like rhythm, as it's like a thump thump, and it kind of feels like the walls start closing in a little bit, and then another like thump thump, and then the walls feel like they're just closing, like it's becoming more and more claustrophobic with these melting dark walls.
Is Price like in the water
Yeah, he's submerged completely.
yet? Yeah. Okay. I'll mentally be like, Price, might want to hurry up. It feels like the walls are closing in up here. I'd hate for us to get trapped.
So Price, give me a perception. It's not that hard though. Oh yeah, you totally see Gnome is at the bottom, which is a good, unexpectedly, like this is a good somewhere between like 15 and maybe 20 feet deep in certain spots. It's not completely even. But you see Gnome laying down, eyes closed.
I mean, I'd grab him and drag him to the surface.
All right. Nothing impedes you from being able to do so. There appear to be no threats in this water.
Wait, does he have the strength to drag me?
I'd imagine so. Like he has Altani on a rope too, so I was like, you guys have a
Yeah,
Two
I'd be
people.
helping pull him up.
I'm 45 pounds. I don't want to brag, but this is all muscle.
Yeah, then they could definitely pull you up, especially between two people. Because realistically, Price doesn't even have to pull. Like he just has to have a grip on you, and then Altani can pull.
Yeah.
But you are pulled out of the water. And as far as you're concerned, like you were just jumping up and down and up and down, and then suddenly, like all the air you've been trying to take in, you're finally able to inhale properly. And for some weird reason, like you feel waterlogged, your clothes feel wet, you're like cough, like there's water coming out of your nose, and you're like coughing it up every so often. You have no idea why.
I found the trap. It turns air into water.
I'm gonna
And it-
look up. Do I see the water?
Yeah, there's
Like, does it look like water to me? I'll be like, I'll,
there's water.
I'll look out there and then I'll look back at Noah and be like, well, I mean, it turned to water when you fell in that pool of water over there. Did you not intentionally go in the water?
I'm
Because you
gonna
were at the bottom of
squint.
a pool of water.
There's no water over
And
there except for the magic
I'll,
water
I'll,
that's in the air.
I'll reach over. I'll be like, watch my hand. I'll reach over and I'll dip my hand into the water and I'll bring it over and I'll like pour it in front of him. Be like, see, water.
You just proven my
Wait,
point. You just grabbed the air
wait.
and then made water drip from your hand. This cave's spooky.
I'm gonna stop for a second and think like, do you guys see the walls closing in and melting? That's happening, right?
Oh.
No?
I don't know. I just got here.
No. Well, I mean, Vimac, do you see the walls melting and kind of getting really small? Like it's getting pretty tight in here. Is anybody else feeling
Oh,
claustrophobic?
Perception.
Yeah. So since you walked in, you can give
Welcome
me a
to the Cave of
Constitution
Drugs.
save. As you feel yourself just like walking through like a wall of just spores and like a cloud of something. And with a 12, so the walls seem like they start to melt for a moment, but then there's a point where it's almost like watching churning magma, but in the form of like rock and clay, and then it starts to slow and then freeze over. And from the walls jet like these crystalline shards that not like attacking people, but just sort of like a rapid, almost like watching stop motion as the water on the walls is frozen into like crystalline, uh, kind of they're pretty jagged looking, but they're just kind of jetting out from the walls. And whether or not you see a pool of water, you would see. How am described? So you would see an area that looks like almost looks like I guess description wise like cotton candy, but it seems too malleable. So some kind of like cloud, almost like somebody took a piece of a cloud and just plopped it down here.
This is an odd room you guys found.
But it's not closing in on you? Because I'm starting to wonder if maybe we're all seeing things. Maybe we should get out of this room. You all see that this is the exit, right? I'm just going to point back from where Vimac came in. Does everybody see that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna like slide my feet forward, like real slow, be like watching the walls, holding my arms out to make sure that I can't feel the walls closing in. And I'm gonna make my way out and I'll be like, Kaido, you don't want to go in there. Oh. And then once I'm out, I'm gonna look around. Are these walls melting too? Or after breathing some fresh air, am I feeling better?
As a matter of fact, they do appear to be.
Melting?
Yep, melting and slowly closing in.
Hmm.
But closing
know,
in the form of like think like people like Vertigo closing in. Like
mhm,
the camera
like weird
lens
warpy feeling.
is like the camera lens is warping, but it's not
Yeah,
actively closing in on you, but it just kind of the illusion that it's always moving towards you.
right. I'm gonna be like, guys, I think we all might have breathed in something in there. I'm just gonna come over here and I'm gonna lay down until it wears off. I'm just gonna lay down and I'm gonna close my eyes. Be like, I'm not feeling the walls closing in just yet, so I think it's in my head.
In the room of spores?
Well, no,
You're
I'm
like,
outside the room of spores.
well, you're in the
I thought there
initial
weren't
spore
mushrooms over
room.
here.
Initial spore
Oh,
room where you
well,
are, and then mushroom
okay.
room is
I'll
where
walk to
they are.
where I'll walk to where I there are no more mushrooms
Okay.
and lay down there.
Okay. So Altani's like, I'm tripping out, man.
It was a bad
I'm,
trip,
j-
guys.
I'm just gonna lay
I'm
here
just
and
gonna
stare at the roof, man.
just gonna stare at my back to my eyelids where it's not closing in on me.
All right, what about Gnome and Price? Or I
I'm
should
gonna
say
look at
the two
Price and be
gnomes.
like, all right, all the traps have been disarmed. You're welcome. You can do your thing now.
Um, I don't even know what Price would do.
I mean, is Price staying in that area?
He'd probably, I guess, leave if we were all leaving.
All right.
Okay, that's it. You're not gonna do some kind of magic stuff.
Well, I'm not detecting anything in here, and I there's something weird, but I don't know what.
Maybe your detection's off because there's blood all over the walls. Someone's been doing magic in here.
All right. So what do y'all want to do? Have paths, unexplored paths? I mean, you could stay in here if you want.
I'm just looking at Price expectantly and then to the walls. He's got all the resources in the world available to him. He just has to collect the blood and draw some circles.
Alrighty. Well, you guys are hanging out in spore rooms. One of you is laying down and working off what they perceive to be a trip. You got Vimac moving over there. You got two people still hanging out in that room. How long y'all's gonna hang out in that room?
I'm following Price. Wait, just to make sure we're not followed by anybody. And I'm gonna scrape what I think is a bunch of blood off the walls, and it's just more like roots and stuff. And then I'm gonna smear it on the floor in a straight line. And I guess for Price, all I'm really doing is just throwing a bunch of roots on the ground and like herbs and garbage, mushroom spores. And then I clap my hands and I'm like, there we go.
Goblin alarm spell complete.
I just cast alarm. You're welcome.
All right. What now, team? There's a whole path you haven't gone yet. Everybody has gone silent.
So we were seeing things, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm still laying on the ground. I'm gonna crack open an eye. Are the walls still melting?
Yes.
Okay. Like, nope, wall's still melting. I'm gonna stay here
I
till they
wouldn't say
stop.
melting, they're bleeding, but I don't think it's the same thing.
I mean, I'm guessing that we're reacting to the spores, but I'm not gonna be able to accurately tell what's going on if I can't even see the walls clearly. Like, what if there are more of those shadow creatures in here? I'd have no idea. And it looks like there's shadows in the meltiness right now, so it all kind of looks dangerous to me.
Well, then we need a hero to step up and lead this thing. I'm gonna look at Vimac.
Oh yeah, can anybody heal this stuff? This is awful.
We can just go the other way.
And Gnome, the walls are still bleeding even out here.
I'm just gonna drop down here and scoop a little bit and eat it, and then keep going.
What about this way? Yeah, up there. Anybody gone this way yet?
Nope, not yet. I'm gonna get up and I'll be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna follow you guys and hopefully this will work out okay.
I'm gonna leave us a trail so we
Yep.
don't get lost, and I'm just gonna have a trail of saliva against the wall as I just lick my way up.
Okay, good thinking. And Vimac, watch out for any clouds of spores or mushrooms, because stuff is nasty.
Oh, we have a fork in the road.
I
Hmm.
mean, what's Price always say? Right is
What's-
always right.
That's not a fork. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, that's just what a lot of us call division of paths like this. You know, like
Oh,
tines on a fork.
I guess.
And
In my culture, we call this a dingle hopper.
and for
Well, it
Altani,
looks like we're taking the right dingle hopper.
this dingle hopper is, because of how narrow it is, feels extremely claustrophobic. Like everything that was closing
I'm
in already felt bad in an open area, so walking through this dingle hopper is it is the most,
so
it's like feels like you're being shoved into like a basket.
a little tube, tiny tube. I'll be like, oh god, this is awful. And I'm just gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna lean down and be like, Vimac, you're leading the way. And I'm gonna grab the back of Vimac's shirt and just kind of like close my eyes and like just follow him by holding onto his shirt so that I'm not having to actually look at what's going on.
Are we sure we're not inside something right now? Because this is a lot of blood, And I'm gonna scoop some more up and put like war paint on my cheeks.
You're like, well, it could be. I mean, this definitely could be an orifice of something.
Maybe it wasn't a cave mouth at all, but like a regular mouth.
I mean, it didn't look like it, but I guess it could be. Oh, and do I still hear things like asking or saying that they need help?
Mm-hmm. This whole time, which probably makes this whole situation even worse. The claustrophobic feeling and like this eerie voices like calling for help. Like the worst possible acid trip.
Yeah, this is awful, guys. I really hope we can find whoever it is I keep hearing calling for help.
And yeah, it's Vimac. You get shed some a little bit of light over there. There appear to be a whole lot of bones scattered about. Bones of not
No,
of
not the
animals,
bones.
but bones
Not the
of
bones.
humanoids. Humanoid bones.
Anything but the bones.
Many broken, chewed on, gnawed at,
Delish.
strewn about. Like whoever these individuals were did not have a fun time in their end. You don't really see any bodies, anything in your like current line of sight that would convey that people just kind of came in here and fell over. Like there's dismemberment, there is like just bodies torn apart, like an arm over there, a hand over there, finger over there, a skull over there, that kind of thing.
Well, it doesn't look at these like these people got lost.
I'm gonna crack open an eye. Do I see, well, obviously I probably see the bones. Like
Yep. So
the walls
you
still melting.
oh yeah, that's still melting. And closing in. Definitely. Trying to
Good
choke the
times.
life out of you.
Like, oh my god, the horrors.
Maybe we should keep going because when it's narrow like this, and then I lift up my feet as if they're stuck in mud, but there's nothing there but like cave floor. You see what I mean? It's gonna pull up on us.
Well, I mean, anybody see any signs of magic in here? Could I be hearing the cries of those that have passed?
Past what?
Passed on, like been killed?
Oh, these bones, maybe.
I wonder.
Hmm.
But I don't really know much about that. Is that possible with like necromancy? Price? Any idea?
I have no idea.
I'm just kind of like periodically like cracking an eye open, like, yep, still melting.
But yeah.
But by the size of these bones, I don't think we're gonna be. That's probably not the worst. The mushrooms probably aren't the worst of our troubles.
Well, with how awful those mushrooms are, I'm wondering if that's what happened to these guys. Do you think these mushrooms are going to kill us? That was definitely not how I thought I'd go out.
To homicidal mushrooms?
Yeah, definitely not to homicidal mushrooms. I mean, not to mushrooms in general. I mean, plant life in general. I mean, I'm pretty much worthless until this stuff wears off of me.
Should we push on?
I mean, that's up to you guys. I can't really see. Well, I can't look around right now.
Oh, just reach one hand out to the wall and then follow the blood. That way you don't have to open your eyes.
Well, if you've been touching the wall and then you've been okay, then maybe that'll work. Um, I'm just gonna kind of like come back over here and have my other arm out, and then Phil Vimac and me like, and then we're just gonna hold back onto his shirt. Be like, let me know if you guys need me.
Okay.
Because I don't know that I'd be able to perceive much of value. But looks like so far we haven't
I
really
really need to
run
move
into
the
anything
square.
other than a rampant mold problem. Which is really, I guess, just a problem for us. I wonder if this is what that wolf was warning us about.
Could be. The psychedelic mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
The-
Or
we are
whatever
in a
it is that
big-
caused those bones.
bigger room, it looks like here.
As you cross that threshold, you could definitely see more skeletal remains strewn about, and it's almost out of place. A singular throne with a skeletal figure sitting upon it, a rusted old sword at its side, and what appears to be the remnants of some kind of like a crown. And the throne it's sitting upon is made of stone, so it's still holding. Not really much sign of decay.
I'm gonna crack open an eye and be like, oh, okay, do I see it or does it look like something else to me?
It's there.
Okay. But like, do you guys also see that giant skeleton on a throne, or is that another thing I'm imagining?
I want to sit on it and put on its hat.
It has a sword. Maybe it's a cool sword.
Price,
You
does it
can
look like that thing's actually dead, or is it just very, very still? Any magic on that guy?
Does he detect anything?
Yep, the piles of bones are giving off hints of necromancy. I was waiting for you to, because detect magic doesn't work through walls, so it's
Oh yeah, yeah. Relay that.
Where's the
Oh yeah.
throne?
Well, middle of
it's
the room,
against the
right?
back wall, so right. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn around and look at Vimac and ask, "Do you want first dibs?"
Sure.
And then I step aside so that he can claim like the sword and the crown and sit on the throne if he wants.
I just wanted the sword. You can have the crown and sit on the throne.
All right, I'd like to take the crown and throw the skeleton off the throne, and then sit on the throne.
So
Seeing him
as you
approach, I'm probably gonna hold my hands out to prepare for attacking it, just in case.
start reaching out towards the objects, the skeletal head that was, it's kind of like leaned back and like its head's off to the side a little bit. Its head suddenly,
I'm taking a nappy nap.
yeah, its head suddenly jolts and straightens itself out. Oh, I hear an echo.
Oh,
Um, it just jolts to life and straightens itself out, and a skeletal hand reaches up and points over there.
where does it point again?
Over there.
Oh. Oh. Is it telling us it wants us to leave?
You have no idea what that means.
Or is it saying there's even better stuff over that way?
Wait, so
And
it's not giving up the crown?
so this is as you're reaching out. So
Okay.
I guess, are you continuing?
Yeah, I want to put it on my head.
All right. Hey, so give me a perception. All right. So you reach out to grab this crown off this creature's head. Let's see.
Ruh-roh.
And as you do so, its other hand quickly reaches up. Also, I hear myself all tiny. Echo, echo, echo.
Yeah.
It quickly reaches its other hand up, and it just, yeah, that's gonna hit your AC. It wraps its skeletal hand around Gnome's throat and just picks him up off the ground, and then stands up with Gnome in hand and grabs his sword with the other. Then we roll for initiative.
Didn't
As
I already grab the sword? Or I
Oh.
had grabbed the sword.
I thought Gnome, I didn't see you move, so
Oh.
Yeah, he said he was going to go for the sword. When Gnome was going to go for the crown.
so you're both over there. What you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, initiative.
Mhm. I'm like blinking, like, is that thing really moving, or is it just the mushroom's fault again?
I'm going to use Uncanny Metabolism. When you roll your initiative, you can regain all of your focus points, and then you can heal yourself for a number of hit points equal to your monk level plus the number rolled.
Okay, got that. Got that. That is okay. Okay, so got everybody. Not putting my token down. Oh, don't let me refresh. Okay. Let me put the token down. Yes, okay. For the purposes, just grid. Say gnomes like there. That okay. So basically, right now, gnome, this thing grabbed you by the throat and just picked you up off the ground as it grabbed its bony hand, reached for its weapon and grabs it. But you are up first, and Price and Altani, you definitely notice some of the bones in the room are. There's a little bit of like some of the piles of the bones are like falling down, like, you know, where there was stillness, there is now activity. But you don't necessarily know what that represents. So gnome, you were first.
All right. Instead of getting out of the grapple, I'm just gonna like hold on to the arm that's got me by the throat, right? And I guess my fingers are trying to pull a little bit at the grip so I can breathe, but mostly I'm reaching my little legs out to kick this guy in the head over and over again. And we'll do a flurry point too.
Hey, Dad.
So that's 3 attacks, 26, 18, and 18. How many of those hit?
All of them hit.
Is this a medium creature?
It is indeed currently a medium creature.
All right, then I get Fury of the Small plus 3 damage. Oh, wait. That worked. Yeah, okay. And then regular damage, then regular damage. So 14, 27.
I'll just subtract.
Bludgeoning. And it's just a series of kicks, like as much as I can. And then I end my turn still being like held up in the air, choking.
All right. Would be Kaido. Kaido there.
Kaido messaged and said that they weren't going to make it, so they had to dip out.
Okay.
So do we want to stop a little early to give them their turn next time, or just give them extra turns?
Well, you have enough people, so we'll just say Kaido kind of falls to the background.
They're inspecting the wall and haven't quite heard the fight breaking out yet.
I mean, we could reel it back and say Kaido's tripping.
And Kaido thinks that they're talking to us, but really they're just talking to other mushrooms on the wall.
Kaido's a
Kaido's still-
mushroom.
Kaido message
was that?
everybody.
Talking to other mushrooms. Kaido's a mushroom.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. I think. Where did I see it? I saw the message pop up, but I don't know where it came from.
I think they said they were.
So I thought I saw the message that said, again, I don't know where. Oh, here we go. 7:19. I'm not going to make it. Wednesday table talk. Have to be in bed early. 8 a.m. start tomorrow instead of the normal 10. So
Oh,
still
okay.
in
Yeah,
the thing since
I
I'm not
missed.
going to bed yet, but the thing on the server is still going.
I see. Okay, I missed that
Oh.
first one.
Actually, yeah, no, hang on, because Kaido or Seiji said that if we still need stuff whacked, they're there for that. So let me just page them there.
I think they were saying just have Kaido attack things, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Yeah, we'll just say Kaido's tripping.
Yeah, it's probably easier because they're in an RP event thing on their server.
Yeah.
And that is fine. So we'll go
We'll see if
to
it can.
Dude Man.
Heck.
I think Kaido's saying they might not be able to pop into the voice chat, but might be able to roll. That
Maybe.
yeah, just put Kaido back.
Kaido's here. Okay.
I mean, I imagine Kaido would be. Go there. Yeah. $20, 50 feet. And Kaido's base movement would be enough to get him up to this thing.
For whatever reason, my in my head, like the Backstreet that was Backstreet Boys, so like Backstreet's back, all right. Is in my head is Kaido's back, all right. There we go. Ultimate damage.
So you would see Kaido run in and swing twice, and both of the hits just like with Gnome in one hand and the sword in the other, it just one attack just whiffs completely, and the other one it deflects with its sword.
Well, that's not nice.
So that brings us to its turn.
You tried, Kaido.
Let's see. All right. So it has this little dude in his hands. gonna try and skewer you. Yeah, it's gonna try and skewer you with. Yeah. All right, here comes one. And as it's doing so, oh god, I hear myself in Altani's headset.
Sorry.
And as it's doing so, you would see this like black mist envelop the blade. It starts from the creature's like torso area and flows down its arm and into the blade, which then envelops the blade in this like black mist. And gonna try it. Good no. Basically just like holding him up in one hand and just like trying to impale him on the sword.
Good luck, I've got my own sword. Miss.
15. 4. That. Okay. And then 2. That's gonna miss.
Miss.
And 3.
Also miss. Because I have my Kinsai longsword. If I don't use it and I just use like unarmed attacks, then I get +2 to my AC, so that gives me AC at 19.
All right. So it's basically holding you up and you're like kicking it in the head and it's like trying to like basically just jab this giant blade into you and you know, you're small, you're squirming, you're like kicking its arm and throwing it off.
I like to think that I'm kind of like rotating around its arm and like its hands kind of just spinning with me because it's still got me grappled and choking. But I'm expertly dodging all of these sword attacks.
All right. That is all it does. Yes. Price. Thy doth detect necromancy within thine walls. Price did say he stepped away, but that was a bit ago.
Can go.
Yeah, we'll try and come back to Price. Vimac.
Okay. So I will see. Wait. Okay, I'm going to go large. And then move in to attack with great axe. Yeah.
All right, yep, that would hit.
Then
Solid strikes. Yep.
And yeah, bonus action used. Action used, movement used. Okay, that's it.
Close enough. All right. So you do a significant amount of damage. Altani. This fight might be quickly.
Well, we'll check this real quick. 60 feet. Okay. So I will target the skeleton guy and attack him with my main hand psychic blade. Doubt that hits, so offhand it. Boy. Oh man. Do I have to roll to see who might take damage from that?
Roll
Or
me
do I
a
just bat
d20.
myself? All right.
It just misses.
Okay.
It flings barely past. I'd say since it's holding up Gnome, like it gets flung right past Gnome.
I mean, honestly, that kind of tracks with me probably still being a little under the influence of mushrooms. So I was like, hold still, asshole. And maybe it's me that's swaying and not it.
So just 12 damage. Oh, d20 plus 3 plus 3. Oh, that's
Uh,
to hit. No, that wouldn't hit.
Yeah, because I didn't hit, right? Yeah, no, I didn't think so.
All right, so
Yeah.
you throw your blades and
I whiff.
double whiff.
I'm still too high on. I'm too high on mushrooms to hit anything right now. Couldn't hit the broadside of a giant skeleton. Next.
Or a normal skeleton. Is Price back yet?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Take your turn.
Um. So it's the skeleton knight, and then you said that there's like bones around the room that look like they could be stirring.
Yep. And this thing does still have Gnome in its clutches.
Okay.
So now's a perfect time for a lightning bolt right through everybody. Aim it at Gnome, use him as a lightning rod. Only you are a druid from the Firelands, and instead of lightning bolt, we can say you have fireball.
I think I can actually. There's one of my. What are they called? Anyway, one of the circles or whatever will actually give me fireball. I'm gonna try moonbeam. I don't really use it.
All right. Let's see
I
that
guess I'll read the
moonbeam.
rest of it after I post it. So yeah, DC 15
How big
con
is the
save.
template?
It's 15 foot, but
And where are you putting the beam itself?
it's a 5-foot radius. So I'll probably put it just right on
That's like a 2x2.
Big Bad. Yeah, it just extends out one square from the square that you put it.
So engulfing other people?
Yeah. Oh, ah. So will that hit friendlies?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it would.
I think you could use it to get all 4 of us if you needed to.
Oh, I didn't realize it would hit friendlies.
Yep, because it says each creature and
I
it makes
see
a con
each creature,
throw.
yeah. Never mind. I'm not going to do that.
Oh crap. Oh, you just undid it. Or did I do that?
Huh? Um.
Beam. Beam. Beam.
Sorry. I don't know what to do. Just gonna do
Beam.
Oh man.
Yeah, let me see something. How big is this template?
I'll do this instead. Oh, did it?
No, I was just looking at it. I want to see
Oh.
the template for the purpose of placement. $60
I guess
damage.
this is an OOC question. Um. But
5-foot radius.
are like skeletons and like undead stuff susceptible to necrotic damage or resistant to it? Or
That-
neither?
Either technically. They removed very general resistances to a lot of things.
Okay. Well, I probably could have done something else. Oh well. I'm just gonna stick to this for the sake of not wasting time. So frostbite is still just like moonbeam, con save.
All right. Con save. It passes. Pretty good con.
Yeah. Okay. So it does nothing.
Alrighty. So you cast Frostbite on it, and the cold air that you generate seems to be nothing compared to the chill of death as it seems to stave off the effects. All right. So, end of round / top of order. Do get to add animated things. A swarm of Skelly-mans as the bones along the ground skitter, clamor, and form into abominations of skeletal figures and features. And it's if it wasn't for the fact that they were skeleton, it would be even more terrifying if they had flesh, because it's almost like hands are where feet would be. So like they're walking on hands, and where their torso would be is just like a amalgamation of like skulls put together to just fill in the space. Where its head would be is just another hand that's connected to like the spine, and you just get the feeling that the anatomy is just all off. But like, just imagining this if it had flesh is almost more terrifying. But it's basically just the bits of piles and bones strewn about clamor and like meld into each other to form creatures, and I say that with, quotation marks, creatures. And they get to take their turn. They clamber over. My mouse lets me clamber them over. Closest target. And they seem to be like making their way towards Gnome, as it's almost like Gnome's being held up, like practically like an offering. And they will get their singular attack. Slash at you. For a whopping 22 to
That
hit,
hits.
and a whopping, that's decent damage. All right, 17 damage.
Okay, I'd like to use my reaction to deflect attack.
Alright.
It because this is slashing damage, so it's triggered on bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. So I can subtract 1d10 plus my dexterity plus my monk level, so plus 11. 1d10 plus 11. And instead, take 3 damage. And this is as I'm being choked out, and I've got like my sword in one hand, or probably both hands, and just trying to use it more as a shield than anything else. And it takes the majority of the damage for me.
The clanging of bone against metal as a singular
Monk in
swipe.
2024 has got some really good stuff.
Yep, they gave classes a lot of goodies. I guess unless you're a
I have a
cleric
whole-
that used to enjoy inflict wounds, because I know a cleric
Yeah.
that's upsetty spaghetti about that change.
I got a whole Google document like that I have on a second monitor with a list that I made of shortcuts of like, these are all the things you can do in combat. These are your utilities. This is everything you can use with your focus, because it's a lot. It's like 20 different things.
And then weapon mastery. But it's your turn.
Well, I don't have weapon mastery, sadly. All right. Well, I have disadvantage hitting anything except the guy grappling me, so I'm gonna continue with that. Still just using Goblin Brawlin'.
I don't think that's
Let's
disadvantage.
see. Is disadvantage if you have the grappled condition? It's disadvantage if you attack anybody who's not your grappler,
Oh yeah.
and then it's regular if it's a grappler. And then you also can't move, so it's like I'll just deal with being grappled. 10. All right, bonus action, and then focus for flurry. 18 and 24.
18 and 24 would both hit.
All right, 15 bludgeoning damage. It's the same thing. I'm using my sword defensively. I'm still being choked out by the skeletal hand. And I mean, to think about it, like even the breadth of the sword, I'm a small creature, right? So it does give me a little bit of like protective shielding there, but I'm also using it as parrying. And then for attack wise, I'm just kicking it like a child throwing a temper tantrum over and over again in the head. And I end my turn.
All right, so then Kaito. Checking. See. Okay. Kaido's swinging. Swinging. Oh, Kaido's going for the big thing. All right. See. Oh. Have to move away from Big Bad. Click. Normal. Damage.
Oof. Oh, they never raged either. This is gonna fuck them up.
No,
Or
Kaido
did they?
raged.
Okay, good, good, good.
Really? Oh, it's still gonna be full damage though. Because that's necrotic
Oh,
damage.
it's. Oh yeah, wait. They didn't pick bear, did they?
Nope.
Is bear the same in 2024? It was busted in 5e. You take half damage from every single source in the game except psychic.
I
Like that
think it's
seemed a
still
little
like that.
OP. Is it?
Sure, that's the same. Let's see. Oh,
Nice.
see. Bar. 24. That's they brought over.
Because that's the sub class that she plays, but I think she went elk instead of bear for the movement speed.
Yeah, because I think that was a trade-off. Maneuverability. Let's see, aspect of the wilds. Owl gives you dark vision. Panther gives you climb speed. Salmon gives you swim speed.
Oh, it did get nerfed. Okay, so Rage of the Wilds,
Right.
bear. When you activate Rage, you choose 2 damage types besides Force or Psychic, and you have resistance to those 2 until your Rage ends. I think that's more balanced because you still get to pick. You could be like, all right, necrotic damage and whatever we're fighting, cold damage or something.
Um, okay. All right, so 21. Oh, they did 21 to hit and 21 damage. Okay.
Nice.
20. Okay. All right. Alrighty. I think that's kind of was doing. Its turn. Let's see. Okay, so Vimac did do some damage last time. So it's gonna split its attacks. So it's basically gonna do the same thing where its blade takes on this like dark mist-like color and composition and swing at Gnome. Or basically try and stab him, but with advantage.
Pizza, which is that hits.
And damage. $16 unless you do any intervention.
I'm gonna do an intervention. I'm gonna use deflect attack with my reaction because this is a new round. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's slash roll. 10 plus 11. If I can get this greater, like at 16 or higher, then I get to do something really cool. All right,
That's
so I
16 or
absorb
higher.
all the damage. I'm going to use my focus point, and instead what's going to happen is I'm going to deflect its sword with my own sword, and then I'm going to jab it in the fucking head with mine. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw and get a 14. Or it takes 2d8 plus 4 damage.
Alrighty. And saving throw?
Yeah, dexterity saving throw. Ha, yeah. Let's see. Roll 2d8 plus 4. All right, and it'll take 11 slashing damage.
11. Still standing. Not too good though.
I've been wanting to do that the whole time we've been playing. This is what the old like catching the arrow thing is, but now they've got it for melee and ranged attacks. It's just deflect attack.
Man, if only it had fewer hit points and that was the killing blow, that would have been pretty epic.
That would have.
But
Like imagine you're choking something, but it's so squirrely you can't really land anything on it, and right when you're about to, it parries and hits you back instead.
yep. And I just imagine, because I've been watching a lot like shorts of anime, and like I just imagine like it goes to thrust its blade because it has you up in one arm and stabbing at you,
Yeah.
like pointing the point of the sword at you, and you're just like, as the youngins say, aura farming.
Mhm.
And it jabs at you and it catches your sword and it's just like you flick your wrist and the sword just like rotates around and just slices into himself.
Nice. I picture it very squirrel-like, like running around. Like it's still held up, but like I'm kicking and squirming and going around everywhere because I got things attacking me on both sides here. You know, I'm just a small target.
But it still gets to make its other 2 attacks.
Oh yeah, and I can only react once per turn, so
Well, it was gonna try and like it has advantage against you, so it's gonna try and stab the shit out of Mac. These 2 are for good old Vimac. Speed. Attack number 1. Attack number 2. Hit Vimac. Is this you have a 16 or what's your AC Vimac? 16? 16. Hasn't said anything yet, but I just looked. Alright, so it's gonna do some damage, so that's 19 necrotic for Vimac. And then the second hit. Oh, he's Misty escaping. Also, Vimac, if you've been saying anything, you haven't heard anything yet. That good bit.
Sorry. So first one was 19, right? Okay. So I can't take another hit, so I am escaping with
Oh, if there's another target, then I guess that 20 would end up going to Gnome.
that hits.
But we'll see
and I will
which of these
take
steps he's using.
the invisible condition. And I get to teleport away.
And how many times can you do that in a day?
What?
How many times can that be?
As many times as I have charges. So
Is the reaction addiction?
3.
3, okay. Alright, so it hits you. That's when in response to taking damage, so you still would take the damage. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you teleport away. Like, that first hit was pretty brutal. As it sliced into you and very akin to the epicness of the scene. You teleport away, probably like coughing up blood, like wounds just bleeding. But in congruence with the like open wounds, there's like what looks like some of that mist surrounding the wound itself. And then this one's for Gnome, since a 20 would hit. For 13 against Gnome.
Yeah, this one takes the full damage and it hurts.
All right. So basically, it stabbed at Gnome, got its attack deflected back at it, and then, like, with not even really moving its body as much as it's moving its arm with the sword to slash at, Vimac, who takes the brunt of an attack and then disappears. So it just uses that momentum that it had already carried through to the third attack to just continue the arc and swing to hit the person that he has grappled. But that is all it can do because it is not planning on moving. Which brings us to Price.
Right.
Bean. Sighted Spien. Fuck you doing? Ah, Primal Savagery, okay. To which an 11 unfortunately will not land. Try and bite it or claw at it, and it's just it's not landing. Or maybe you do bite onto it, but then it's like there's no force behind it, so it just sort of lightly caresses. Right, anything else, Price?
Um,
Oh, he has bonus action things. That was a cantrip. So
yeah. No, I don't think so.
alrighty. That moves us to Mac, who I think stepped away.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
So okay, so bonus action. Second wind. It didn't roll it. I get a whopping 3.
Well, remember, you can use inspiration in this system to re-roll any dice.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna come in for some crazy for damage. Okay, so attack with advantage. I think that misses, right?
Yes, it does. That would hit, though. Oop. All right, all right. Oh, that's why. Okay.
And
Just a little
physical condition leaves.
bit.
Bonus action used. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
All right, Altani. You see, they got this big guy surrounded, and there's another swarm of things that is teaming up on poor gnome there, who's still grappled.
Well, might be able to start working on that swarm. Let's see if my luck is any better with that. Zappy zap the swarm.
That you do.
Hey. I'll go ahead and use my sneak attack.
Police.
So that is going to be this. And then
Oh,
offhand. Or let's see. So wow, yeah, 23 damage. They
calculated.
still up and about. Okay. So then I would get advantage on this one because of whatchamacallit. I'm gonna deal damage. to the
Frame mastery.
creature. Yeah, I have advantage. Yes. Hey,
Yep, that
that's
would
the
hit.
thing. And then that's just the
D4.
I'm sorry, 1d4?
Yep.
Or is it like yeah. 1 more damage. Go. Okay. And I'm gonna hang out over here where they can't get me. And then my turn.
All right. Wait, B. All right. So the mound shambles. And it is but a singular skeleton that rises this time. Singular, lowly skeleton. Poor guy. He was probably just eating a sandwich when he died. All right. Oh wait. Spawns in, then it gets to attack. Yeah, right. So it's gonna shamble over to Altani. And
No, not the shambling.
hit you for a whopping
wait.
3 damage. Mm-hmm.
So well, okay, so it's a horde, so that do they have to move as a cluster or can they leave? And if they leave, wouldn't they take
No, this is
attack of
different.
opportunity?
This is something different.
It's this one.
Oh,
This
it's
guy.
not showing up on my screen. Oh, I did not even see that.
Because you're in the dark, so it's like grayed out kind of.
Yeah, but I didn't. How many more of those are there? Is it just the one?
I think it's like every round they're raising more skeletons and just
Okay,
one raise
gotcha.
this time.
I see. I see. Okay. Well, there we go then. So be 40.
Gnome.
All right. So last thing that happened for me after, Vimac teleported out, I got a sword right through the side of my stomach. And like you can see there's like black veins all in it and goop from this necrotic energy. And Gnome's looking really hurt. Still can't breathe. He's trying to choke out the words because this thing's got him gripped by the throat. And he looks over at Price and he's like, I'm gonna get that hat, Price. And then he's just gonna go back to kicking this guy in the head, hoping to eventually knock the head off so that he can take that hat.
All right, let's see what you got.
Good chow. 20,
Yep, that's gonna hit.
24,
Yep, that's gonna hit.
21.
That's gonna hit.
These are good rolls. All right, I'm gonna use my last Fury of the Small on the first one, so +3 damage. And then
Oh,
regular
yeah.
damage for the
All right,
next
the second
two.
one is enough.
Well, then I'm gonna save that third one for the ones behind me. Or did they all die?
Nope, they're still active. So
All right, well, whatever the last roll, 21.
describe how you take this thing out. Is it would release you.
Yeah, I kind of see like I'm gripping my sword and I'm still like swirling around on top of its wrist, and its hand is spinning around and around as I'm just kicking, and eventually the grip is loosening the more kicks I get, and eventually I'm free. And the last like kick of this heavy, and these are like oversized human-sized boots because he wears like human clothes that are like they're too baggy and big for him. And this boot's just gonna crack the jaw and it's gonna like fly off. The head's gonna detach from the body, with the crown still on it. Gnome's gonna land on his feet, turn around, and now we're gonna go back into headbutting with this last one. And we're gonna headbutt these guys with that 21. Sweep the leg. And this will be 6. Hey, it's something. I got small damage, but I get to do it multiple times. All right. All right, and I'm gonna end my turn here because I'm flanking.
Yeah, hello, Venus, y'all. Sorry about not being here for a while. The event thing was taking a little longer than I thought it would. But as we're done now,
Hey, well,
I'm gonna commit the win.
welcome. Glad you're here.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm attacking on a big skeleton ball looking icon. Okay. Fuck. Okay, so you would have gone down here to hit this thing. That's the last thing left. Just the last one? Seems I don't like the word of that. Do you want me to re-roll it, even though you would still have advantage? I can if you want me to. The second one was a 21. Yeah, but I'm asking, even though I still had advantage, do you want me to re-roll it still? That was the question. Alright, then that one would have gotten 10. And that's it. This one got 10. First attack was 16 on the group, and then the second roll was the 10 that would have went to this guy from the 21.
Let's see. I was saying, let's see. I'm looking at my list here. I will try this. DC 15 Wisdom save. Seven.
I was muted. Oops, sorry, I was muted. So I imagine it's sort of like Dragon Ball style, where it's just like the screen turns white as the image just fades. But since it's necrotic damage, it's more like darkness. Just completely and utterly obliterated. I.e. overkill. And as the sounds of battle and danger come to a conclusion, the head of the camera focuses on the skeleton that Gnome kicked the head off of, and it's still rolling. And it just the skull just kind of rolls a little bit until it comes to a stop, and the crown just cinematically slides off to the side.
And you see stubby green fingers on either side of the crowd lifted up.
And as you do so, the camera pans out a little bit, and its hand seems to be pointing in the direction that it was before. Which was right there.
I would like to slip this crown on.
All right. You have a crown that is too big for you, so it kind of hangs off to the side a little bit.
Nice.
But it's gold, jeweled. Definitely a prize, definitely a shiny and a prize that, other goblins might be a little jealous of and might try and ambush league you of it. I mean, if you flaunt it, that is.
I will.
But this area, calm down. Combat. And you are free to interact. Or not, I guess. That's fine too.
Do you think that was like the great evil we were supposed to come vanquish?
I don't know. Are the walls still melting?
I don't know, cubed. Are the walls still melting?
Yes, they are. For Gnome, they're still covered in blood. Blood
Excellent.
melting.
I'm still holding like the stitch in my side where this thing took like half my hit points, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of that blood on the walls and rub it into my wound. Everybody else, it's just like dust and pebbles, I guess, and
Yep.
Ouch.
whatever's on there.
I mean, luckily you guys weren't in a, good thing this cave wasn't growing like citrus or lemons. Or
I
salt.
explain in my culture, this is called a blood transfusion. It can save your life. If you ever lose blood, just get somebody else's and pour it in.
As he's like rubbing rocks and stones into the wound. I mean,
All right, so that was pretty easy. Do we want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my sword from the guy.
Oh yeah, now you got a new sword.
Yep, you acquire a rusty old blade.
Hey, it smacked me pretty good, so well, I'll take it.
Alrighty. You have a crown and a blade, and a direction, and many wounds.
What's in this room?
In this room, it appears to be another throne at the very end. But this throne seems to have like piles of loot. Gold, jewels, riches beyond measure. opulence incarnate.
Altani, there's treasure in here, and then I'm gonna pitter patter, run, sprint all the way to the throne.
Treasure, you say? You know, that might work, or might be worth getting past all these melting walls for that. Let's see, where did he go?
To your right.
Ah, there we go. Oh, would I see it from in here or from here?
Yeah, you were able to see it just like looking in
from-
through the hallway. Or not really hallway, but the
Ooh.
walkway in.
I'm gonna anything that
And-
was on like the throne, I'm gonna shove to the floor, and Altani can have it, whatever treasure that is. I just want to sit on the seat.
Hey, excellent. Let me just get that out of the way for you there, buddy.
So as you start to
anybody-
touch the treasure and manipulate it, there's a very strong gust of wind as the treasure blows around and swirls until it forms a makeshift humanoid figure made of gold,
No,
treasure, loot.
not again. Are you guys seeing this, or is this still me?
Everybody
I
sees
think
this.
this one's just you.
Well, like, but I'm going to ask them, like, because I don't trust it.
No, it's not you.
But wait a minute, if Kaido's seeing this and I'm seeing this, no, why aren't you seeing this? You don't see this guy made out of all the treasure?
Oh yeah, I see that. I didn't know what you were referring to.
Oh, thank goodness. Like that's a bit much otherwise.
Try talking to it.
Hey, shiny friend. I'm gonna lift up my like a pouch or the lid of my bag. Be like, I think you might be more comfortable in here if you'd like to come with us.
All right. So you say that, and without question, without argument, without even a second thought, it breaks itself apart and pulls itself into your bag.
Excellent.
Um,
I'm like,
that was new.
I'll slowly close it and be like, there you go. You're home now, friend. And I'm gonna look around like really pleased with myself. Like I didn't know that would actually work. Excellent.
You defeated the treasure monster.
I like to think of it more as adopting. I mean, I don't, necessarily need to part with it. So we get to be besties for a
And
while.
this is a bag of holding, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
So can any of you draw?
I mean, yeah.
Can
Like,
you draw a
check this
picture
out.
of me on the throne with my crown
Oh,
and a
absolutely.
pose?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
I'll gently
ooh.
open the flap and be like, don't mind me, just gonna grab my notebook here. You're good. Grab my
I'm gonna
notebook.
run over and grab the Skelly King guy's bones, and then bring them and put them at Gnome's feet, so he can like put his feet on them.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Very nice.
Maybe
That's
I
more
unsheath my
fitting.
sword and let it rest between like the rib cage of the skeleton.
Yeah, that's going to be a good drawing.
Would this count as a short rest if they take the time to draw me?
I mean, it might take a while.
All right. So Altani will be busy drawing. Let's see. Gnome will be busy posing. So Price, Kaito, and Vimac. Well, let's do Price and Kaito first. What's up?
Summoning familiar.
Okay. So yeah, Price and Kaito. Give me perception checks, please. Funny enough, a 13 just barely makes it. As everybody else is distracted, and you two are just sitting back and basically watching and waiting. And you would spot as Altani is very focused on what she's like. The three of them are extremely focused on what they're doing. You would see Altani's bag wriggle itself very slowly off from where she has it, and it starts running down the hall.
Tani.
I mean, I would definitely notice that. If it starts shifting, I'd probably like shift it back up onto my shoulder, thinking I'm just like, it's just sliding. So it would have to, like, I would definitely grab it before it would fall off of my arm. Like, I don't take off my
And most
my bag
adventurers
when I'm
have
rolling drawing.
satchels and stuff straps over their shoulder, like over their
Yeah.
heads, so that way it's more secure.
Yeah, it would really have to like work
You have
at
to
it.
break a strap for that to
Give
work.
me a perception with disadvantage.
Me?
Yep.
But that would distract any movement of that's going to distract me enough that I would be paying
And if
full
it's on her-
attention to that.
I also have a question. If it's
Yeah.
on her arm and she's sketching, it's going to jerk her arm, won't it?
Yeah, like I'm definitely I would be very aware of that happening.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
That's
roll
fine with me.
two
Alright,
normals,
that's fine with me. No, that's fine.
and
That's
you
good.
tell me. Either way, there we go. So my even at disadvantage would be 16.
Yep. Your pack runs away while you're mid-sketch.
How would I not notice that? Like that doesn't make any sense. Either way, if I feel it
She has-
starting to like try and make its way off of my arm, I am going to
no
stop
idea.
sketching and immediately take care of it. So it would have to like fight me to try and get away.
Mm-hmm. And as it's running, you would notice a piece of gold here and there. Maybe a very familiar jewel of, that you may have just recently acquisitioned.
Well, I'm going to run faster to catch my whole bag because it can't have it.
Yep.
It's mine. And then I'll come back and get the other stuff.
So let's see how slippery it is, though. So give me an
But wouldn't it have
acrobatics.
been like, wouldn't it have been like an acrobatics check or like strength check to begin with for it to like get fully away from me?
I don't want to reveal stuff behind the scenes.
Okay.
I would gotta ruin
Okay.
it.
Fair. All right. So acrobatics. $14.
Okay. So you would notice it start to get away.
Mhm.
And you would notice that like it's kind of spewing out gold, not like dumping it per se, but almost like imagine your bag has sprouted legs and started
Is it like a,
your bag is like animated.
like a flower girl? Is it like a flower girl tossing it out, or is it just stuff is falling out because it's jostling around as it runs?
You could give me an insight.
No, I mean visually. Like, is it
Yeah, an insight
like as
would
it's running?
convey this.
Oh. I feel like my eyes would convey it. 14?
It's a little of both. Like
Okay.
it's the jostling is part of it, but there's also a little extra
Some
force
intent.
that is, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wants to be, is it jealous of the rest of my treasure?
With a 14, you're not sure as to that depth of
Its
information.
motivations? Okay. Well, obviously, I'm going to keep chasing and be like, Kaido, grab it.
So Kaido can give me
Don't
an
let my pack it
acrobatics.
away. You too, Price.
Catch my money. Okay, 17 would be enough to catch it. So you would just stick your hand out or your hoof out and like step on a string, and the little teeny legs just keep like running as if like they're like kicking in the air like they're still running, but it's not going anywhere because you were dexterous enough to catch it. Definitely wasn't a strength check. That was definitely a dex.
I keep his hoof on it and look over at Otani like, what the fuck did you do to your bag?
I mean, I just invited that treasure creature into it. Might have been a bad idea in hindsight. But I thought maybe it'd want to come home with us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk over and
your
I'll
bag.
pick it up. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna pick it up like I'm holding a squirming puppy. Put the strap back over, like it's like a crossbody strap, so it's secure on there, and I'm holding it still like underneath between the legs so that it can't go anywhere. And then
And
I'll
it's
walk
still
back and
kicking
start
the
picking
entire
up my other
time,
gems. That's fine.
like a child tantruming.
I'm gonna like gently pet it, be like, shh, shh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, we'll be out of this cave soon enough. And slowly go and like pick up the stuff that had gotten tossed out.
Meanwhile, Gnome's
Be
just
like, do you
sitting
not
there
like being
waiting still.
cold?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, oh, just like be like, did you not like being around all my other gold and stuff? Here, I'll put this in another pocket. And then while trying, I'm gonna like maybe have to sit and finish just quickly sketching out. So like part of the image that I'm drawing is going to be like really nice looking, and then you can tell where I'm having to like kind of quickly finish it. There's just like outlines, and it's kind of like, jittery every once in a while when the bag kind of kicks, and be like, okay, I think I got the gist of it, and I'll fill it in back at town. And I'll turn it around to no and be like, what you think? It's like partly majestic, part kind of stick figure-esque.
Why can I do that?
Thanks. I feel like the Booyogs are gonna confiscate this crown as soon as we get back, so I just needed a picture to prove that I had it before.
That's fair. Although, if they do, then isn't that just probably a good way? Isn't that like a call to another game that you guys play, or a part of your culture? Wouldn't you want to have to steal it back, and then it's yours?
If it was like another tribe, it'd work like that. This is more like pecking order because I'm at the bottom. I'm goblin fodder. That's why I have to be the one that checks for traps and stuff. And so anything I get that's valuable gets taken away.
Oh, well, maybe we can make you something that's made just for you.
That'd be all right.
Well, you'll have to at least wear it home for us, because I don't think I should put anything else in my bag with this thing here.
Yeah, your bag's being weird.
It just got to settle in. I'm sure it'll all be, just fine.
So where do we go now?
Well, let's see. I think we searched mostly. Wasn't there more rooms back the other way? Did you guys want to grab anything else from that skeleton? Folks? If I
I'm
may?
good.
Well, no.
All right. You know what? I'm kind of curious about something. I'm gonna,
Got to
let's
update
see,
her bag of
reach
holding.
in my pack and get some rope. And I'm going to fashion a very secure harness for my bag. And also tie the very end of it to my waist. So if it does get loose again, somehow, I'm like really secured to it. But we'll keep walking. Maybe it wants to show us something else going on in here.
I feel like it's gonna take you away in the middle of the night.
I mean, it's not quite big enough for that, I don't think. And I'm not made of treasure, so I don't think it'd really care that much.
Oh, were we here long enough for a short rest or no?
I mean, you could take a short if you want. It's just that thing was something that interrupted the
Yeah.
initial. Because
We can
basically
keep
stuff
going.
happened.
Who needs hit points? Let's just keep going.
I need hit points.
I mean, I could use them. I'm like half health right now.
I'm at less than half health. Like less
we
than
wanna-
25% health.
Why don't we just nap in here then?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I am only down 3 hit points, so I'm good.
All right. So, pretty much, what's the plan? You're gonna take a short rest here.
Sure.
Perfect. Alrighty. So you settle in just next to the room of bones, and in that short rest period, the melty wall and bleeding wall effect would have worn off, and you two would
Thank
see the cave as normal. And like throughout the short rest, the hour you spent resting, it's not like an off on switch kind of thing. It's just as time passed, the image of like the melting walls and the shadows would have slowly like been subdued until like the wall becomes solid again. The blood slowly like dries up, in the course of that hour, and the wall becomes just normal wall.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's so much better.
And I have properly updated Altani's bag of holding.
Oh, excellent.
And I think at the short rest after that fight, after you basically now have to deal with a loot goblin bag of holding, we can wrap it up there as you guys are getting your rest on.
Awesome.
How many hit dice are you gonna use?
Yes.
I used all
That
of
was
them. Still
all
not
of
even
them.
full HP. I was hurt. Fuck off. Leave me alone.
We
That's all right,
definitely
you
don't
get
want our
half of it
barbar
back.
health.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, it's half on the full long rest.
hmm
Which will probably be one of the next things we do. Soonish.
Dang, Vimac.
I'm still not fully rested, but I told you I was like
Yeah,
less
like
than
we weren't
25%.
joking
How do you
around.
guys
We
even
were
have
hurt.
so much health? You got large health pools that need to be filled, I guess.
How much HP do you have total?
I'm pretty good. I got 45.
I only have 54.
I have 69, but Barbar can burr.
Yeah.
I had a lot of it taken away. From a lot of fighting.
From
That's our
necrotic
unlike
damage.
I've got to go.
my little mermaid on my Sunday group. I've
Alrighty.
got 28 health total, and he's also level 7.
Damn. That would suck. Good luck. Bye. Good night.
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 He also has resistance to a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. But
DM
yeah,
took pity on me. They were like, "Here's a necklace that does half damage to like bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing, and all that."
Oh,
well, I
that-
mean,
yeah, that
that was the party. We're just like, we'll give it to you because you're squishy.
If you think about it, that kind of in certain fights that like doubles my health.
yes, I was just gonna say that
Right?
does
Yeah.
double your health.
But
All right.
yeah,
Well, thanks for Dungeons and Dragons. This is fun. I'm about to deal.
yep. Good
This was
seeing you.
fun. Thank you
See
for
y'all
my
next week.
my mobile bag.
Well, your animated mobile bag.
You know what? If I find the right treats for it, I'm sure I could train it, and then it could just follow us around. And hey, maybe it can even sense treasure. That could be. I'm seeing some possibilities here.
How to train
But
your bag of
I will.
holding.
Like
Yeah.
like a truffle pig, but
Yeah,
for
but for
gold.
treasure. And it's like attached in my bag now, so it can carry the treasure that we find. Like this is brilliant. I love this. So yeah. All right. Well, good night, guys. See you next week.
Yep.
Good night.
And y'all was like, how could this not get away from me? Like, it has abilities now. That's funny. Alrighty. So, with that, I shall wrap it up there. So yeah. Nighty night. Naughty night. That was fun. Funzo. Okay, so announcement things. So the plan is we'll be back at it tomorrow at 6 o'clock Pacific, back to the usual variety stream time, which I guess technically recently hasn't been much variety as we have been in the binge aspect of, what I do. And we've been doing a lot of Terraria. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, Thursday, at 6 o'clock Pacific. And we do this every Wednesday, permitting, people's schedules, and or also permitting things not going awry and breaking. Bum bum bum. Go with this image. But for those of you on the Ubles Tubles, we do this every Wednesday at 5:30. We did start a little late today, as per the scheduling boss's, phase 3. And yeah, we do this over on Twitch, Twitch TV/cubed222. And I am going to dipperoni out of here, as I need to hydrate. And also, I like Toidles. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, or whatever it is in between for you. And still going. Let's see. Might have somebody I could send you to. It might be ending soon. Let's send you over there. All right. So we're gonna send you to somebody else doing some D&D. Assuming I could spell. Yeah. And yeah, stay good to yourselves, stay good to others, and do your best to keep an open mind, but also temper it with critical thinking. So with that, I will bid you all adieu, and we shall meet again soon. But until then, have yourselves a good one. I'll catch you next time. And remember, if a creature in a dungeon willingly made of gold willingly jumps into your bag, there may be it may have some motive that you're unaware of and or abilities that you may be unaware of. Being a DM's fun when it's like I want to tell you how it did that, but I can't because nobody investigated it. Bah. Anyway, maybe they'll find out later. Maybe they'll look into it. But anywho, with that being said, off you go. Off you go, friends. Away to another D&D game. So with that, the timer ticks down. I will bid you all adieu. Fare thee well.